Hey guys, I'm Jake Corson. Welcome back to Dirt Road BBQ. We're back here for another weekend of cooking all kinds of shit. This weekend we're doing a comparison video. We can show you all kinds of different things to do, but one thing I like to do whenever I can is do something different. All these people have these weird ways of doing things. Nowadays, we're putting fruits on meats and doing things over campfire. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. And one big thing I've seen with baby back ribs is people are using pie fillings and fruits and all kinds of different things in their wraps, and they're saying, "Oh, you got to try this, this, and that." So I like to try these comparison videos because you guys' time is valuable, and you guys don't want to embarrass yourselves in front of your friends and family. So I'm going to try this and see if it's worth, your extra time to do these certain different things, or if it's just a total waste of time and everybody's going to make fun of you because you pull out a wrapped rib with a bunch of pie filling in it. So we're going to do a regular rack of ribs. You've seen me do ribs before. I've already got these rubbed up. The ones I'm doing regular, they got a little bit of Killer Hogs Bayou blend on them, and then they got a little bit of the barbecue rub by Killer Hogs on them. And then the other rack I just did with the barbecue rub. Why? Because I'm going to use apple pie filling in that rack of ribs whenever I wrap them up. And I don't want that spice to take over the fruit flavor, the sweetness of it. So that rack, just the barbecue rub, just got that brown sugary, kind of sweet rub to it. So we're going to do each one of these racks different. And then at the end, I'm going to take a bite of both, and I'm going to tell you if I think it's worth the extra, buying an extra can of apple pie filling or just doing them the regular way, because some of these people on these videos, they might tell you, "Oh, this is the best thing," but you can't tell what that tastes like. They're just trying to make a video out of it. At the end of this, I'll give you my honest opinion. That way you don't waste your valuable time. So I'm going to throw these on the smoker right now. Be back when we wrap them up, and that'll be where we get a little bit different with what we're doing here. So stay tuned. Here we go. All right, guys, so we're back here. It's been about 2 hours. These ribs have been on at 250 degrees on the smoker, which is typically what I do. I do 2 hours non-wrapped at the start, 1 hour wrapped, 1 to 1.5 hours wrapped. Then I'll take them out and I'll barbecue them, put them back on for a half hour to an hour. So we're about 2 hours in, and we've got our wraps ready. You've seen me wrap these before. We got butter, we got honey, the rubs that we used, which one of these wraps has Bayou blend in it, and one of these wraps just has the barbecue rub in it, and brown sugar. So this one here is our apple pie filling ribs. So I've got a can of apple pie filling, topping, I guess, pie filling or topping, it says. So could be either one. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna dump some apple pie filling in this wrap here. It's the only difference. No Bayou blend in this one. Apple pie filling in this one as well. So got that ready. Ribs are looking real nice over here. So we have our rack of ribs that we're going to do with the apple pie filling. Put them right down on top of there, face down, meat side down, I guess, towards all of our flavorings in there. Close this smoker up and get these nice and wrapped up. Guys, this is I just like to do these comparison videos because, like I said, you hate to, with all the ideas there are about barbecuing and cooking in general right now, people get really into different stuff. Why do I think that is? It's just, that's how humans are. We always try and do something different. That's how we've evolved to this point, is to get creative, try things that have never been tried before. Yeah, you know, I'll make fun of it sometimes, but at the base of where that brings us at, that's what makes us human. We're always trying to do something better, and to try and do something better, you have to do things different and trial and error and find out. You have to test these things to find out what works or what's better. So while you'll hear me joke about people doing this weird shit with cooking, it is important, because if we didn't trial and error things and screw some things up, then we would never have some of the foods that are our favorites now. I mean, imagine the first guy that cut the chicken wings off a chicken and was like, we're just gonna deep fry these, we're not gonna eat the whole chicken. Without that guy, we wouldn't have chicken wing night at your local dive bar. So it is important, and it's what makes us human. So we've got our apple pie fillings, apple ribs, whatever you want to call it, apple pie ribs, I guess we'll call it today. We've got them going on, and we're going to compare them. And this is the great thing about YouTube and all this stuff, is I'm the one wasting my time if these don't turn out good, not you. So you will not waste your time. I'll waste my time. It's the least I could do for you for tuning in. So those are on at 250. These are going to go for an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour wrapped up. And we'll be back when we're ready to barbecue them up, put them in for that last little stint. All right, guys, so we got these ribs out of their wraps. They're starting to really bend, so we're getting pretty close to where these are done. So we're just gonna sauce them up real quick. Got some Stubbs sticky sweet, sticky sweet. Going a little bit different today. You guys know I'm a big fan of Kinder's hickory brown sugar for pork, but you know, after you do something for so long, you just want to switch it up a little bit. So that's what we're doing here today. We're just going to lightly sauce these, and give them a little time in here for this to tack up real nice. Do this with all my ribs. Sauce them right at the end, and it gives them a nice glaze coating on the outside, makes them real nice and pretty. So we just go ahead and brush this on. That back rack is our apple ribs, apple pie ribs. Front rack is our normal ribs. So close this up. These are going to go for probably about a half hour. Let this sauce thicken up, and we'll be back whenever we bite in and find out which way we're going to go. All right, guys, we are at the end of this cook. We've got both racks of ribs out here ready to rip, and we are about to find out, is it worth it? Flavored ribs. These are apple pie ribs. You can do cherry ribs, you know, all kinds of different crazy shit that you can come up with for ribs. But I just want to basically figure out, did enough flavor end up in these ribs, and is the flavor good enough to take the extra time and to risk your very valuable reputation with your friends and family and whoever you might be cooking for to try something like this on your ribs. So we are at the end of the test. So I'm going to do a fair competition here. I'm going to take a rib from the same spot with, hopefully, you know, obviously it's not going to be exact because there are two different sets of ribs here. But I'm going to try and get the most fair fight that I can put up for these 2 racks of ribs to go judging off of. So we've got pretty much one of my favorite ribs out of each of these racks. I like that fat at the fat side of these ribs. And we're just gonna do a taste test. So this one here, beautiful rib, I might add. This is our normal, regular, run-of-the-mill rib, the same way I do, you know, most of my ribs, all the same way. And we're going to go in for it. And as usual, I knocked it out of the park. Great rib. Always kind of the same way, but I wanted to take a bite of that normal rib so my brain knows what I'm getting into. And it knows what, you know, I'm right back to back with these. I want to see, is it worth it? So I want to taste the regular rib, and then I want to go right into this apple pie filling wrapped rib and see. So, moment of truth. Let's find out. Actually, I had my doubts. I didn't think that the apple would really make it in there as, you know, a whole lot. I didn't think it would be, you know, I expected maybe the outside of the meat to have, you know, maybe if you really dug deep into your arsenal of senses, maybe you'd be able to tell that this was done differently. But the meat, actually, you know, it's got a really nice flavor to it. I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of, I didn't expect me to be able to say that this would be worth it, but I think it is. I think it is. It's got a nice appley flavor to it, actually. So what I'm saying here is I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. So if you're at home now, you know that one of these fruit rib kind of cooks, I think it's worth your time. I really do. It's good. I don't think you're going to embarrass yourself with it. It's very good. So, there you go. The competition's over. I won't say that one won or anything like that. But I can say the flavored rib, the fruit rib, whatever you want to call it, these apple pie filling wrapped ribs are definitely worth it. So, thanks for tuning in again. We'll see you on the next one. And that will do.